Okay, hi guys. So today I'm going to be talking about seasonal affective disorder, so SAD. For those of you that don't know what SAD is, it's basically winter blues or seasonal depression. Like there's lots of different names for it. I've suffered with it for years, but it's basically you kind of just get a bit down around the winter, and when it's a real gloomy day, which it is today, and I'll show you that shortly, your mood is gloomy too, and it can be just really, really hard to lift your mood. So loads of Irish people suffer from SAD. You can get lots of information on aware.ie and mentalhealth.ie if you want to look it up. Basically, SAD will affect somebody from potentially from September to about April. And anyone that knows me knows I hate the changing of the clocks because that is like my kind of SAD time. And I've been really, really lucky. Like it's what day? Today is like the 28th or 29th of December and I haven't had it all winter. And I just woke up with it kind of this morning, and again I'll explain that as the vlog goes on. I guess what I want to get from this video is just to bring awareness to this, to talk about it in a very real fashion, and to be very realistic, which is why I'm not like made up like I normally would be for my videos. I just want people to see that it's very normal, and you can definitely exercise self-care to help you on days where you're really feeling the effects of SAD. So yeah, that is kind of it. I'll put links in the description box below of all the resources and a little kind of definition of SAD as well. If you're somebody that has suffered from anxiety and depression, none of this is probably going to be too new to you. But if you're not somebody that suffers from it, can you please watch this video with a very open mind. One thing that really bugs me when people are in moods like I'm in today is when someone says, oh, just snap out of it, or just get over it, just go out for a walk or go do whatever. That's not realistic, and that is not a solution. If you're somebody who has never suffered with mental health issues, count yourself so insanely lucky. But please watch this with an open mind, and hopefully those of you that do suffer with SAD or maybe other depressive episodes, I really hope that this will give you a little bit of food for thought in what I do. Not all the time, but when I have the time. Like I'm not working today. If I was working today, it'd be a totally different story. But in my free time, if I'm feeling like this, there are things that I can do, and that's what I want to show you today. So if it's something that you're interested in, and even if you're not, I'd really like everyone to watch this. The likes of SAD is something that we should talk quite openly about. Like I say it to people, I'm like, oh, I totally get like seasonal affective disorder. And you know, I don't really care how they feel about it. I'm just like, listen, this is me. So today is a perfect example of an SAD day for me. I woke up really early actually and had planned last night on getting up and doing loads of things. And the minute I woke up, I was just like flat, like my mood was just flat. And I lay in bed for like 2 hours because I just couldn't find the motivation to get up, which is not like me. And then I opened the curtains and I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're at today. So today I'm just going to show you outside. It's windy, it's rainy, it is super gloomy. Obviously, excuse my hair and how I look because I just have no motivation right now to do anything with myself. So I'm just going to show you what kind of a day it is. It's gloomy, grey, windy kind of day. And it's the kind of grey day where you know there's going to be no let up and it's most likely going to be grey like this for the rest of the day. And I think that's what affects my mood more than anything, is knowing that it's not like you can see a little bit of blue sky in the kind of horizon and you know, oh, the greyness is going to kind of pass over. A day like today, it just can be a little bit tough. That's kind of how it is. And now I'm kind of being nice to myself. I'm in my fluffy robe, which always makes me feel better. And I make myself a nice breakfast and some coffee. It's so funny because last night I was so pumped. I was like, I'm gonna wake up at like 8 o'clock and I'm gonna make a lot of videos and then I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do all these things. And right now I could so easily just get back into bed. And that's not, like, I don't want you to confuse this with, that's not me being lazy. I just kind of feel like I'm not able for the day. Anyone that suffers from anxiety or depression will understand that feeling. My plan for this video is to show you how I'm planning on pushing through it. So stick with me. We'll do this together. So I made myself my favourite breakfast, and it's so funny, people are going to laugh, be like, oh my god, porridge is your favourite breakfast, you freak. It is. I have gluten-free porridge oats, a little bit of banana, cinnamon and milk popped into the microwave, and it is just beautiful. And for me, this is kind of like a comfort food. It's comfort breakfast, we'll say. And I have a cup of coffee. I totally 100% when I'm not feeling good about myself, eat my feelings. So this stops me from doing that because the oats seem to just fill me up. They kind of stabilize my blood sugars and they keep me fuller for longer, so I'm less inclined to want to go to the shop or pick at anything crappy and then feel even worse about myself. And my coffee, well, you know, coffee is just amazing for everything. So what I'll also say about this morning is that Mike isn't here. He was out last night, so he stayed away from home. And normally when I'm in this kind of mood, I rely quite heavily on him actually, because obviously he makes me laugh, makes me smile and all that kind of thing. And he also like knows when I'm in this kind of form and helps me decide on things. So when I'm feeling like this, like even just right now, thinking of videos to do today, my head is racing, my mind is scrambling and I don't know what to do. And that kind of stopped me from doing anything because it's like a roadblock. So if we were going to do something for the day, I would say, look, you just please decide. I'm just really not able to make decisions today. And he'll say, okay, we're going to go here, 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 here. And that takes so much pressure off me. And I know that sounds really silly, and I guess this is probably mental for people that don't suffer with their mood in any way. But for somebody to just make a little bit of a decision for you as to what you're going to do for your day, it takes a huge amount off your chest. And I definitely rely on Mike for things like that, and he's great. I've had my breakfast and my coffee. Pretty much every week I do gratitudes. So I have this gorgeous little book I'll show you now in a second that I write like what I'm grateful for in. I kind of try and do it on a Sunday night, kind of leading into the following week. But today I haven't done it in a couple of weeks because it's been Christmas and it's been like, you know, it's been busy. But I'm going to do it now because I think that's something that's going to ground me and is going to help lift my mood a little bit. I'm also going to make a list of what I'm going to do today. So what I find helps me a lot is to plan and step out my day literally piece by piece. So I almost have a method to follow for my day, which means that I don't have to, it stops kind of the race in mind and being overwhelmed and thinking of all the things at once. It kind of like, if I just go back to my list, I'm like, okay, what'll I do next? And then I take things off the list. It helps on a day like today where I'm really feeling overwhelmed and feeling like I'm either like my mind's telling me to do 50 things or nothing. So that's not helpful. So that's what I'm going to show you now. I got this a couple of weeks back as well in Boots, and I actually picked one up for my sister for Christmas too. And it starts each day with a grateful heart. This is the cutest little thing, and you know what? Even opening it up makes me happy. And I think to whoever made this, I don't know who even made this, to whoever made this, that's a huge compliment. And just throughout it, it has these little quotes that are so cute. Sometimes when you're in a crappy form, these things will go over your head and you're like, oh yeah, whatever. But if you kind of do just take a minute to take a breath and read them, they can have a profound effect on you. So I obviously don't want to show you the ones I've done, but every week is pretty much the same. So the things I'd like to do, things I want to achieve, and then at the end of the week, what am I grateful for, and things that made me smile. So like obviously you can use this as a guide, but I often kind of go like, say, let's pretend it's Sunday night. I'll do this, like things I'd like to do for the week ahead, and then for the week that has just passed, this is what I would fill out. So lots of different things. And you know what, like things that I'm grateful for, like naturally everyone's going to think my partner, my family, whatever else. But sometimes like I'll just write down, I'm really grateful for that person that, you know, was nice to me when I got my coffee, or somebody did something nice for me at work or whatever, you know, or that person that, you know, said something nice to me on the train. So it's small little things like that. It doesn't have to be the big profound things, because then you'd end up kind of repeating everything every week. So then at the end of each month, this is the end of the month, so you have your notes, celebrating my successes. So this is lovely because this actually is making me smile even looking at it. This is you looking back at your month and saying, oh my God, yeah, I did this, this and this, and it's great. And then what's your goals for next month? And it kind of just keeps you on track in terms of what you want to do for yourself. And then these are the postcards. So you can actually pull these out. So your smile goes a long way. So I can imagine that if you had your own home office or something, you could take these out and frame them. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like they're actual cards you pull out. And they just have the most gorgeous little things on them. Of course, they're postcards as well. You could send them if you want. But like, I think just keep them. Some people might think this is a bit cheesy, but you know what? On a day like today where I feel like shit, this makes me smile. And that's all that matters. So making lists really, really helps me. I'm a massive list person, and making lists helps me not feel so overwhelmed. The other thing I've pulled out that I'm going to pop on now is my lavender roller from Boots. I got this in Boots. The brand is Tisserand. I'm sure you've seen this before. This is lovely. Yes, I'm going to throw some of that on now as well. Today is all about taking it literally a minute at a time. I started to do my makeup, and if I'm feeling good about my makeup, then I will film. So I'm just taking it literally a step at a time, because now I've made my lists, I know what I'm doing. So that's good for the thought process. Okay, so I did what I said I was going to do. I just took it a step at a time. I was really happy with how my makeup turned out, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do a video, and I've 2 done now. So I'm really happy with that. And I also put on a really cozy jumper. I don't know, like when I'm not feeling in good form, having like fluffy things and things that are like comfortable on my skin really, really helps me. I don't know if it's obviously a sensory thing, but yeah, it really, really helps me. So I need to have something comfortable, or I need to be warm, or you know, sometimes I need to like cuddle my teddy or something like that. That's something that really does make me happy. And I think on days like today, it's all about making yourself happy. You know, on days like today, and in general, if you're dealing with anxiety and depression, I think reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, I'm having a really shit day, just wanted to tell somebody. And I did that this morning. I sent my sister a voice note, and I was like, oh, I'm having a really kind of like an SAD day. And she sent me back a voice note, and she was like, be good to yourself, sleep, watch TV, you know, be kind to yourself. And she's 100% right. I have one more video to do, and it's empties, so it's always fun to go back over like empty products and that. So that'll be quite nice. Then I'm going to make myself some food, and yeah, I think I'm going to get a hot water bottle then and just sit in the spare room and watch TV. But again, I'm only looking at like an hour. I'm just taking it now. So I've already progressed. I was taking a minute at a time, a couple of minutes at a time, and now I'm like, okay, an hour. So I have like tasks ahead of me. Probably one of the most amazing things for me about YouTube is that it takes me out my shell. And if I'm in a funk or anything, I think it's because, not that you're acting, but you want your viewer to be happy watching your videos, and you want to be responsible for putting somebody in a good mood. Do you know that kind of way? Like, you'd like to think that somebody will be in a good mood after watching your video. So it kind of motivates you to be like, okay, I need to just pretend I'm okay. And sometimes, not all the time, faking it till you make it can work in these situations, but not all the time. Absolutely not. So I'm finished all my videos. I did 3 after. If you told me that at 9 o'clock this morning, I would have been like, not a hope. So I'm here. I made myself a lovely cheese toasty and a cup of coffee, and I'm watching Gossip Girl. My sister's the best. She just sent me a link to the best bits of The Panel. I don't know how many of you would remember on Irish TV, The Panel. It was probably early 2000s, and it was absolutely hilarious. It was like a load of Irish comedians, and it was just unbelievable. So I'm actually waiting to watch that later on, because I know it's so good. So it was really so nice for her. She's like, you're having a shit day, watch this, it'll make you laugh. So it was really, really nice. It's important to have people like that in your corner when you're having a crap day. But yeah, my day's getting better. My videos are done, the heating's on, I'm in my fluffy blanket, and I'm watching Gossip Girl, and that's all I'm allowing myself to do today. Simple as. I was going to go to the gym, I was going to go do a load of bits and pieces, but I said no, I'm just going to stay at home and be kind to myself, and that's what I'm doing, and it seems to be working. Oh my god, guys, I'm feeling so much better. I actually nearly feel like I could get up and go to the gym now, which is nice, but it's after 4, it's pretty much dark outside, and I'm so super cozy with my hot water bottle at my feet. Mike's on the way home. I asked him to bring me chocolate, so it's all just looking up. So yeah, great. That's my first SAD day of the year, probably last of 2019, but I got through it and it's fine, and I'm going to get a really good sleep tonight. I'm going to do some meditation before bed. I didn't meditate today because my mind was just going so crazy that I don't think I've been able to settle it and really enjoy the meditation, but I'll do a bit of meditation before I go to bed and get a good night's sleep, and tomorrow is another day. So I'm going to leave it here. I know this is a really random video and probably not applicable to everybody. Like I say, with absolutely everything I do on YouTube, if this helps one person or if this makes one person feel like they're not alone, or they're not going mad when they feel down on a really grey day, then it's worth it. It's 100% worth it all the time. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you suffer from SAD. If you want to reveal that information, let me know and let's chat about it and let's open the conversation up, because we need to talk about it to get through it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.